Good.
And we'll get going again here. Let's just take it. They'll bring it back.
Yeah, but make sure you could just hear it.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin.
You could hear it, but
with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there
so I missed the
because
first half.
we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And ready now for 2nd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there. As the Pro Bowler is a rookie, Marcus Peters there on the stop. So he runs it for 1 yard, then no gain.
But if you want to get the ball to him, if you want him to have it, maybe you get him into space and throw it to him.
Offense in a little bit of a bind here. 9 yards to go on 3rd. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Finding time. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's complete to Kelsey. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for KC. 53 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. Caught. Kelsey, left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's 3rd down for this offense.
Set. Green 39. Green 39. Yeah, let's get sacked.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And able to find Conley. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
to throw now on first down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Let's discuss now this performance as it relates to the last one. You know, a week ago, and we saw it. Some pinpoint accuracy. He's displaying that again.
That was a fun film session for us, wasn't it? Able to kick back and watch him work. And what we saw was a confident leader, a guy in control, making excellent throws at times. And he's brought that with him in this ball game as well. And I'm starting to think that he's starting to feel like, yeah, I've got this thing down pat. And I think the team will come along with him.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands so they can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of them.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Tyreek Hill with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Chiefs just continue to pour it on. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4.
Oh, look and see what you're doing.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Chiefs defense here ready to head back out onto the field. They were able to force the 3-and-out last time, led to the punt, and then led to a touchdown for their crew, so they'll be looking for a little bit more of that chance.
Well, I think that they created the spark with the 3-and-out. Gave a little momentum to their offense. And said, all right, appreciate it, guys. And they took the ball downfield and stuck it in the end zone.
Well, that defense wasn't out there long. They'll be trying to keep it short here.
Yeah, you can get a lot.
That's one of his advantages of a passer, is not with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
So this is the 2nd consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
Over the middle here to Brown. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And now here comes Kansas City. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change it? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
What it is, man.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And it's a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be taken down just shy of
basketball
midfield
team?
after a gain of
Dang,
about
I didn't
4.
think they played this early. I need to watch
the linebacker there to get him down.
Enzo one time.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh.
Make a mistake, you getting gunned down.
So far as we get set for the fourth quarter, a very one-sided affair. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Oh, man.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
What school did he play in?
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now
Okay, that ain't the one. That ain't the ones I was looking at last night.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
This one is bad.
And not what he was hoping
And you
for.
put up 85% of the production.
For a touchback. There again is
We ain't
the
got
running
nothing
back
else.
as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
they got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Fresh set of downs here.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And it's caught over the middle by the tight end Green. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. So not the same performance here that we saw a week ago. I mean, after the game, we were talking about it. He was hitting on all cylinders. That's just not the case here.
I know usually on the ride to the airport, we're talking about so many other things, but we were so locked into how well he had played. Sharp throwing the football, made the right decisions on when to run, when not to run.
And you notice his footwork was really good.
Footwork was on point. I thought his ability to manage the game as well, get him into better plays. I thought he was really locked in. So far in this game, we're not seeing that. Hopefully he'll be able to pick it up.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll look to throw now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Offense.
One.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
You usually doom your career.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now Hogan. He'll buy some time right. No, he stays up. Shrugs it. Now the pressure gets to Hogan, and he goes down on the sack. Lawrence Virgil in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Hogan now. And he finds a man with a crossing route. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Here's the fullback. This is Roosevelt Nix. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Let's go. 3-19.
And to give this time to the tailback. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Green 39.
And they'll run it here. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13.
Green 39.
Back to throw here. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Set. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Give him 25 yards on the play there. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a 1st down.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. looks like he'll throw here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Caught. Kelsey, left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Third down and 8 now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Now Parkey for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
What's that for, man?
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick
I know
it away.
you be trying to raise your libido and stuff. All right.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. We put our attention now on the Chiefs' defense.
Going
they
for
are
another one?
looking to preserve this shutout, so for them, a lot on the line.
A lot on the line, a lot of pride that goes into that. Because let's face it, when you've had that kind of a day, you do not want any type of a fluke play to end it. You're going to win the game. That's not the issue. But to have a clean ledger going into the locker room and sitting in film next week, oh, that's satisfying.
Feel good.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
They're looking to cradle that goose egg.
Not to me.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming in. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll
Wait, start over, man.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Oh, yeah. Did I say 90? I thought I told you it was 75, man. Don't try to get out of there. Hey, JT. What's going on, man? Yeah, that's me this time. Oh, okay. I was finna say, don't start that, man. On the mic. Hey, I'll be right back, y'all. I remember I got in trouble at the mall one day doing that stupid stuff. In somebody else's mall, not nowhere close to home. Yeah. I'm telling you, I ain't have a clue what was going on.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He gets it to Brown, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for Kansas City, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.
Cool. I had a team.